So, first of all, we're looking for the perimeter. So this side down here, how long is this whole side? 18. So that's 18. This side up here is how long? 18. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. Okay, the problem is I do not know how long this side is. How am I going to find that? Pythagorean theorem. So I've got 8 squared plus 16 squared equals x squared. So, bless you. 64 plus 256 equals x squared. 64 plus 256 is 320. Equals x squared. Take the square root of both sides. Okay, we're going to go ahead and round it, say 17.9. Okay, so for perimeter, what am I going to add? Good. 18 plus 18 plus 17.9 plus 17.9. Just adding the 4 outside edges. And so what does that give you? Okay, good. 71.8 feet. And now for the area, how do we find the area of this parallelogram? It's just base times height. So what's the base of this parallelogram? 18 times what's its height? 16. So 288 square feet. Okay, on number 4 below there, what's the perimeter of this parallelogram? Good. It's 20, 20, 10, and 10. So when you add those up, you get 60 inches. Okay, and then the area is just base times height, which is going to be what? 20 times 8, which is 160 square inches. Okay, sorry, I'm just skipping around here. Let's go back up to number 2. Okay, so number 2, what's the perimeter? You can see it's got these congruent marks. Okay, good. So the perimeter is just 24 4 times. Guys, need y'all be quiet, please. Okay, so it's 24 4 times. So, okay, all the sides are the same length. What do we call this type of shape when all 4 sides are the same length? It's an equilateral, quadrilateral. What do we call that? When all 4 sides are the same. Starts with an R. Yep. Rhombus. Yes. This is a rhombus. This is a rhombus. Okay, so area is base times height. What's the base of this parallelogram, this rhombus? It's 24. Okay, I don't know the height, but I know this is 24. Okay, now this is a 30, 60, 90. I know that because of this down here. All right, so this is calling back on rules we learned a long time ago. So if the hypotenuse is 24, this short leg is half of that. It's 12. And then to get this right here, it's times the square root of 3. 12 times the square root of 3, which as a decimal, 12 square root of 3 is 20.78. So that's the height, 20.78. So 24 times 20.78 is 498.72 inches squared. Okay. That's good on that. Go ahead and flip it to the back side of your warm-up. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is how to find the area of triangles. So this is something you've definitely done in the past. Does anybody remember the formula for area of a triangle? Okay, good. So base times height divided by 2. That's the formula. Or you'll see it sometimes written like this: 1/2 times base times height. Same thing. Okay? So I'm going to use this one. This one I prefer to write like this: just base times height divided by 2. So let's find the area of this triangle. So let's measure its base. Okay, in centimeters.
11.3.
Okay, good. 11.3. All right, so we got the base. Now, which one of these two lines is going to be the height? Which one of these two lines is going to be the height?
No, the highest one, longest one.
Longest one right here is going to be the height.
Shortest one, no?
Shortest one.
No, right in the middle.
So I got the longest one, the shortest one, and then right in the middle. Which one is it?
Right in the middle.
It's right in the middle. Good. Okay. So what we're actually measuring is like going straight up and down here. Okay, where it's like 90 degrees. Think about it like this, okay? You're standing here, okay? Are you going to measure your height straight up and down like this, or are you going to measure your height like at an angle like this? Like if you had a tape measure, would you like go at an angle like that?
Someone,
I don't know. You
silly
probably
and
be
dumb.
taller than angle.
You measure straight up and down to your tallest point, and that's the same thing here. We're not measuring at an angle. That'd be weird. Like you want to measure straight up and down to the tallest point. So let's measure that. So what is the height of this then?
5.45.
Like about 5.5. Okay, so to find the area of it, we just do base times height divided by 2. So 11.3 times 5.5 divided by 2. So 11.3 times 5.5 divided by 2. 31.08, we'll say. Okay, let's find the area of this tall, skinny triangle here. So let's measure its base. How long is the base there? It's like right between.
3.6.
We could go either way.
Like detail.
3.6 to 3.7. Really, we probably could say 3.65, and that'd be better, but I'm going to round it up, just say 3.7. Okay? All right. Now for the height, we're measuring straight up to the tallest point up here. How tall is it to the tallest point there?
9.9.
Okay, good. Okay, so it looks like it's about 9.9. All right, so 3.7 times 9.9 divided by 2. All right, what does that give you? 18.32 square centimeters. All right. Now this last one. Now in all these, we could do this in more than one way. Like on this first one, we could have measured this is the base and then this is the height. So you could do it different ways. It's going to give you the same answer. It's just basically tackling it in the easiest ways. So what do you think is going to be the easiest way to measure this one?
This is the base.
Exactly. To flip it over and to measure this is the base and then that is the height right there. That's definitely going to be the easiest way. So let's see what the base is.
12.6, 7.
Yeah, I think 12.7 is a good number. And then the height, straight up and down.
2.8. Calm down, sir, calm down.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go with 2.9. A little bit closer to 2.9, I think. All right, so base times height divided by 2. 12.7 times 2.9 divided by 2. 18.42 square centimeters.
Hey, bro, I think it is.
Okay, so let's look over here. So remember, area is base times height divided by 2. Base times height divided by 2. So on this one right here, I mean, we can't measure it. We're just using the numbers that they gave to us. So what would be the most obvious thing to use for the base on this one?
9.
Would be the 9. Good. And what's the height? 6.4. So I'm going to do base times height divided by 2. Nine times 6.4 divided by 2 is what? 28.8 square yards. Okay, that second one's exactly the same. Let's look at this one right here. Okay, so what do you think we should use for the base on this one?
10.
Okay, good. 10. And then the height's going to be what? 5.6. Now, let's talk about this. Why would you not want to use 7 for the base? Because I don't know, that's exactly right. I don't know what the height is right here. If I knew how long that line was, then I could use 7 as the base. But since I don't know what that dimension is right there, then that's the reason I'm not using that. Okay, so 10 times 5.6 divided by 2. .28 square kilometers. Okay. Next one, we're going to, like yesterday, we're going to find the perimeter and we're going to find the area for each one of these. Okay, so to start off with the perimeter, that's going to be, on yours it shows up a lot better than what mine looks like up here, but the perimeter of the shaded one, I'm looking for this right here. Now, I know how long this side is. How long is this side?
19.
That's 19. How long is this long side over here? Do I know how long this side is right here? Nope. How am I going to find that side? Okay, yes, using that 27 and 30. What am I going to plug that 27 and 30 into? Pythagorean theorem, exactly. So I'm going to do 27 squared plus 30 squared equals x squared. And just topping that whole thing, 27 squared plus 30 squared, just get that all. 729 plus 900. So that gives you 1629 equals x squared. Take the square root of both sides. And what does that give you? 40 point, yeah, we'll just go with 4. Okay, so now for the perimeter, what 3 numbers am I going to add? Good, 19, 41, and that 40.4 that we just got. So 19 plus 41 plus 40.4, that gives me 100.4 inches. Now for the area. What's the base of that triangle? What is what?
47.
Okay, the reason I wouldn't use 41 as the base is I don't know what this dimension is right here. If I knew that, then I would go with 41, but I don't know what that one is.
So you do 1927?
Okay, good. So the 19 is the base, and what's going to be the height? Is going to be the 30. That's straight up and down the perpendicular distance from the base to the tallest point. So 19 times 30 divided by 2 is 285 square inches. There's going to be several problems on your assignment where you're going to have to be using the Pythagorean theorem. So just pay attention for that because it's going to show up several times. Okay, let's go ahead and drop down here to 4b. So on 4b, I know what the base is. The height is what we're looking for, and I know the area. So I'm working backwards on this. All right, so here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to say base times the height divided by 2 equals the area. Base, which is 34, times the height, which is what I'm looking for, x, divided by 2 equals the area, which I know is 357. So then this time, instead of knowing the height and the base and looking for the area, I know the area and I'm looking for this height. Okay? So to solve for x here, what do you think my first step is going to be? Multiply by 2. I got to get rid of that 2 underneath there. That way these 2's cancel the 1. That leaves 34x. 357 times 2 is 714, then divide by 34. And what does that give you? Yep, it's 21. Okay, yep. So the height is 21 inches. Okay, you know what? I skipped this one. I want to go back up to this one, to this 3b here. Okay, so on this one, we're going to have to use Pythagorean theorem twice. So the first thing I want to do is find the length of this side right here. So how am I going to find the length of that side? So I'm going to go 6 squared plus x squared equals 13 squared. Okay, because I'm looking for this side. 13 is the C. So we're going to have 36 plus x squared equals 169 minus 36. X squared equals 133. Take the square root of both sides. And it's what? Okay, we'll go with 11.5. So this right here is 11.5. Now the other problem is I don't know how long this side is over here. So we have another Pythagorean theorem problem. This time, this x is the hypotenuse, it's the C. So on this one, I'm going to have 11.5 squared plus 29 squared equals x squared. Or really, we should just plug in 133 in there. But we'll just go with this. me take the square root of that. Okay, and what does that give you? 31.2. Okay, so now to find the perimeter of this triangle, we're going to add those three sides, 29, 11.5, and 31.2. Go to 29 plus 11.5 plus 31.2. And what do you get? 71.7 centimeters. And then for the area, what am I going to use for my base and height? 29 and 11.5. So the base is 29, the height's 11.5. So 29 times 11.5 divided by 2